Hey guys, how's it going? So today I was just wanted to really talk about this whole coronavirus thing. I know. Like we've already heard enough of it. Like we need to hear any more about it. I get it. Look, I'm not here to talk about the news. I'm just here to talk about another perspective about this whole coronavirus and what the really where this thing is going. I really think. So today I was looking and I saw that the final straw. They are closing off the Final Four to the public, so the people will now play basketball with no audience out there. I feel like that's crazy. It's just to me, this is collective insanity. This is mass hysteria at its finest. This is textbook mass hysteria, and I'm saying this because I've spoken to a doctor before. I work with doctors and I've spoken to a doctor. This is nothing that anyone needs to be concerned about. This is nothing that's going to kill you. And I'm sure we've probably already had the coronavirus in our lives before. We've had it. I've had the flu. The flu is worse than the coronavirus. And what they're doing is just really creating a lot of panic, and they're really causing the markets, of course, to react in the way that they're reacting. And not to say that the markets weren't already on the way out, but I feel like this was the catalyst for the markets to really take that nosedive. And of course, as people sell, more selling ensues. And as far as the people who own the media, the powers that be, these are the people who want this to happen. I don't know why they do. Well, I think I know why they do. And I'll kind of get into that. But, I mean, everyone's terrified now. People are wearing masks. You can buy airline tickets domestically for dirt cheap. They've blocked off travel between Europe and the U.S. This is just really becoming really ridiculous. The coronavirus is not going to kill you. Look, if it's even true, if this is the same coronavirus that really struck in Wuhan, China, if it's the same strain, which I doubt it is, which I highly doubt, but if it is the same strain, again, this is nothing that the average healthy human being has anything to worry about. So my reason is that I really think that I really feel that the powers that be, whoever they may be, the owners of this country, the owners of the worldwide banking cartel, whoever they are, I don't know who they are. But they're trying to create a massive wave of panic amongst people worldwide. They're trying to manipulate markets and manipulate consumption and and economies worldwide. They're now locking schools down. They're locking workplaces down. So what this is doing, this is actually slowing the economy even more. This is slowing economies across the world even more. So when we have this recession that we've just entered, we have not entered the recession. We were seeing symptoms of the recession. We're seeing slowdown and of course production. Of course, we're seeing slowdown of growth with the U.S. and of course the stock market. Just that's a mild indicator, but that's nothing to do with a true recession. But what we've seen the recession start back in 2019. Now with the stock market crashing, what this is going to do, this is going to basically speed up the process right now. So we're going to have a cycle of selling and more fear and then more fear. And then people will now consume less. People now will go out less. They don't want to go out and do things. So now what you have is a system where economies start to go grind to a halt now because of this so-called coronavirus. I recommend that everyone turn the TV off, stop watching TV, don't look at the news, and just live your life. Take advantage of the cheap flights across the country. Because look, the bottom line is this. I could understand if this coronavirus had a fatality rate of mortality rate of 50%. Even 30%, I can understand that. But the mortality rate of the coronavirus, as I understand it to be, is roughly 3%. 3%. That's 3%. That's nothing. 3%, that's nothing. That's less than nothing. So the people who are at risk, as we already know, are the very elderly, people who are very sick, people who probably already in hospice care with very advanced illnesses, not the typical human with a healthy immune system. That has nothing. The coronavirus will have no long-lasting impacts on them. So again, it kind of makes you kind of have to question this whole thing. Is that why would they do this? And again, I think it's to really bring down the world economy. These people, whoever they are, they want to bring down the world economy. That's what I believe. And by bringing down the world economy, right, you would ask, well, why would they want to do that? I think right now we're at a pivotal phase, a pivotal moment in the time of banking and civilization. I think it's time that what these people are trying to do, they're trying to create a new system now. There has to come about a new monetary system. The dollar has outlasted its usefulness, which is pretty much right now, this is the world reserve currency. It is the world reserve currency. So it's outlived its usefulness. And it's the only way you can remove this dollar from this world banking system is you have to destroy it. You've got to destroy the dollar. And the way you destroy the dollar is to destroy the American economy, really the world economy. And we saw this with oil prices tanking, Saudi Arabia and Russia. We saw this. This, to me, it seems like there's just a disagreement between Russia and Saudi Arabia. But there's something deeper at play here. Something deeper at play. And let's say that OPEC fell apart. OPEC is no longer. OPEC receives all of its payments in petrodollars, which are denominated in US dollars. Let's say that goes away now. Let's say that there's no petrodollar. Now all payments must be denominated in gold or another currency. Already right there, America's at a disadvantage. The dollar is at a disadvantage. That right there would be such a huge blow to the US dollar that it wouldn't be able to sustain it. Our economy, the US dollar is just it's been debased from its, I believe, from the dollar's original value. I think we've debased the currency up to 93%. So at this point, the currency only has 7% of its value that it had from the start of the greenback from 1913, before the Federal Reserve came over and took over our government. So we only have 7% left of the dollar, I believe. Right? So there's not much left of the dollar to go around. The lifespan of the dollar is pretty much over. A lot of people don't understand that. So there has to be a new system. There has to be a new world reserve currency. And I believe it's already out there somewhere. And I believe in order for that to be implemented, they're going to have to burn the system down. The system must be burned down and destroyed in order for the new currency or the new monetary order to come to play. This stuff is engineered. This stuff is just not, it's not by hapstance that the economy is melting down, and it's not by hapstance that the so-called coronavirus is on the scene. It's not by hapstance that oil is nosediving. All this stuff is engineered. People need to understand the markets are not free. All this stuff is manipulated. Everything. It's all manipulated. There's nothing free about the markets. Everything's manipulated. And once you understand and really look at it for what it is, then you can ask yourself, well, who's behind it? Who stands to benefit from it? Certainly not us. I don't want to say that Bitcoin or gold or silver is going to be this end all be all, end all, excuse me. If the dollar were to go and fade away, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but I do think that in the midterm, I think Bitcoin, gold, and silver they'll have a larger market share than people understand. I do believe that. I tell you, I certainly believe that. And, you really have to be looking at this thing as a game of chess, because it's certainly not checkers. All these moves that are happening right now, all these plays that are taking place in the marketplace, this is for a reason. And we may not understand why it's going on or what's happening, but we can maybe try to understand how we can profit from this. And that's all we really can do. You can't control it, but you can profit from it. So I was listening today to someone talk about the stock market. And I've heard this on 2 occasions. One group of people I was actually with, and then I overheard another conversation, someone that was totally different, unrelated conversation. There was a guy on his phone, and these people said, "Oh, the stock market's cheap. This is a good time to buy in." And I thought to myself, wow, that's sad. These people really don't understand where we are and where the markets are. See, the average person is so, they're so beat down with these jobs. They're so brainwashed from watching the news and watching Mad Money with Jim Cramer, whatever his name is, and MSNBC and CNBC. All these people, all they're telling you is what you want to hear. They're not telling you the truth. I can guarantee you that a lot of these people on Fast Money and all these other places are telling you to do one thing, but they're doing the exact opposite. They're not doing what they're telling you to do. They're not doing it because they know the stock market's finished. The stock market is finished. Forget about it. It's totally finished. So right now, I think we need to really figure out where this is going and how we can profit from it. And I think that silver and gold right now will be a good play. But I do think that we have to wait till the silver and gold prices bottom out, because they've not bottomed out. The market hasn't bottomed out. And I think when the silver and gold prices bottom out, that's a good time to go in and to buy. Even Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is going to bottom out because people are panic selling right now. People need liquidity. People are, they lost money on shorts. Excuse me, not on shorts, but they lost money on positions in the marketplace. So they had to sell other assets to clear those margins. And it's mass selling. People are selling everything. People going into cash right now. So I think there'll be some deals to be had in the coming months. So something to think about. Anyway, I have to take a call, and until next time.